It's not.
Kappa did.
That's a great recap.
Yeah.
Does that catch
Not
everybody up?
accurate.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's solid.
And we're in heaven now.
You are
Yes.
in what some would approximate to be heaven, I guess. You could make that
could
assumption.
call it purgatory. I mean,
Nigel's wondering if they all died.
I mean, it seems likely.
Yeah. I mean, we blinked and we were here. So
yeah, we were on the material plane. Now we're on the air plane, air elemental plane.
You're on an airplane. I love that movie.
don't call me Shirley.
Assume crash positions. My favorite.
Yeah. So.
Don't eat the fish.
What did he eat? The fish.
The healing of KZ shortened the hell out of that encounter, and she brought you here, where you don't have to fight Gideon.
I'd much rather be fighting Gideon.
We get a map now.
We're
Yes,
in clouds.
Yeah, it essentially just looks like sky in every direction, and you just kind of float here.
Where's the gray clouds of weed smoke around Crixus?
Crixus hasn't broken those out yet.
What have I not broken out yet?
Weed.
Oh, no. Still raging and also in mid swing.
I
not
guess,
at, not at anybody though, right? Like not at anybody.
I mean, the only one next to him is Dodor.
Dodor's in the backpack.
Dodor's in the backpack. Where did Casey put everybody? Like, did she put anyone in front of me?
No, I think you would all be more or less where you are. She just kind of tossed you into the gate, so there isn't really a rhyme or reason. She didn't like arrange your bodies here. So yeah, you would all more or less be kind of where you're at.
Where in the hells are we?
Well, Crixus is swinging.
Crixus, go ahead and attack whatever you're going to attack. KZ gesturing around says, I didn't really know where else to take you, so here we are.
Don't hit her, Crixus. She didn't do it.
Crixus, how much HP do you have?
98.
98. So what would she have to upcast to make this work?
Oh, I was waiting for a power word kill or something. Power word stun.
Okay. Crixus, she kind of observes you approaching. She doesn't do anything, though.
Oh, no. It's like approaching with like huffing and puffing with tears, and eyes are still white, and axe is getting ready to come down.
She is going to put her hands like kind of out to the side, and she'll be like, I'm sorry I couldn't save your friend, but I promise this is not what you want to do here.
Is this actually Kappa's body floating with us?
This is actually Kappa's body floating with you. She grabbed the body as well. Oh, and she actually grabbed one more person.
Steve! Gotta have Steve.
Oh.
We got him out of there.
She really debated on taking Steve.
Oh, good. He's here.
Oh.
She only had about 30 seconds to do all of this, so she was like,
Okay.
she sat next to Steve for a solid 10, going,
If Steve is here, since he just plopped up right where I was.
No, don't hit Steve.
I mean, yes, it's Steve.
We'll retcon and say that yes. Let me see here.
Roll an attack on Steve.
Yep. No. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Oh, these are D8s. So. Okay. Okay. So you hit Steve. Steve like comes to kind of at the same time as you all, and he's like, Whoa, where the hell did we? Whoa! Go ahead and roll me some damage for Steve.
Luckily, I don't do as much anymore.
Okay, so you hit Steve. Casey is gonna put a hand up, and let me roll to see if she's able to get you. Let's see, if I average this out, she's gonna have to upcast this to 2d8 for every spell level. So I need.
I'm ready to grapple Crixus if I need to. Also,
Well, if this spell doesn't work, I'm coming down for another one.
yeah, I'm ready.
Don't
to
worry,
drop
she
you.
gets 103. If you have less than 103 HP, you fall asleep.
I was just thinking that'd be a good spell to have right now.
Let me see. Hold on.
You said you had 98.
No, I know. There's something. I got some new stuff.
Oh yeah, is this a charmed or a fear effect?
Yes.
This is neither a charm or a fear effect.
Okay.
Undead. Oh no! Wait! Undead creatures and creatures immune to being charmed, not affected. Are
Well, I'm
you
not-
immune to
I
charm?
am not immune to it, but I have. I just get advantage against being charmed.
There is no save on sleep.
Mindless rage. Actually, mindless rage cannot be charmed or frightened.
All right. Well, in that case, she's gonna use a different spell.
I feel like Casey would probably know that, being with her
Yeah.
experience.
She absolutely would. Let's see. Here it is. If the creature has less than 150 hit points, it is stunned.
Oh,
There it is.
Power word stun.
Yeah.
is that an actual move?
That is an actual move.
Hell yeah, it is.
Never heard of that one.
You
Seventh
get a
level?
con save at the end of each of your turns, but you are stunned for at least the next 6 seconds.
What, a 6
Can
or
I
7th
can I
level
can I
spell?
grab his
It's
can I
eight.
grab his axe while he's stunned? Just to hold on to it for him.
I think if you grab his axe,
No.
Casey will point out. I think if you grab his axe, it's only going to make the situation worse.
All right,
Steve,
Steve,
get
back
over
up,
here.
Steve.
Steve is going to hide behind Casey.
There is
call.
just
All right, can I take Dodor out of the backpack and just set him in front of Crixus so the cuteness maybe calms him down?
oh, not the cuteness.
Crixus, you come out of your stun right as you see Dodor in front of you, looking up at you with their little front paws kind of curled in front of their chest, just looking up at you with the biggest doe eyes you've ever seen. The ears kind of back down the back of their head just a little bit, and they're like, "Friend?"
Crixus just kind of, because he was already in mid swing when he was stunned, just kind of finishes the swing, but next to Dodor, and just collapses and just starts bawling his eyes out.
Dodor would absolutely Dodor's not near big enough to actually wrap you in a hug, but they're gonna do their best.
Oh, little bunny hugs.
Casey kind of stays where she is for a little bit and just kind of lets whatever's gonna happen.
After a couple minutes, he'll just walk over to Cap. Are we floating or are we on solid ground?
You are floating, so when you move it's kind of like moving in the ethereal plane where you kind of have to just direct yourself. So it takes you a little while to get used to how movement works here, but yeah.
He just kind of struggly floats over to Kappa and is just tears everywhere and is just holding him and just rocking.
Kappa,
Just under his breath, just I'm so sorry. I'm so
Kappa's limp body sits there in your arms,
I don't forgive you.
sorry.
looking,
Oh
looking vaguely accusatory, not peaceful.
I'd mutter a prayer to Poseidon over him.
All right. Casey is going to kind of, as this is happening, mostly to Reyna, but kind of to the group, and be like, we're certainly safe here for the time being, but I imagine you've got things you'd like to do, places you'd like to be.
We'd also like to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I thought you might.
What were they doing to you at the university?
Casey kind of like purses her lips a little bit. Give me an insight check.
Ooh, can I get in on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's my inspiration. There it is. Oh, I don't get that very often in this game.
Oh,
I get twos when I roll bad.
I'm not good at reading her. It's fine. I'm not
Casey's
traumatized.
We're all
Casey's
upset.
not exactly human either, so her expressions are a little bit difficult to read anyway. She's not trying to be deceptive here, so you're still able to tell, like, just looking at her, that she wants to tell you more than she's going to. As she's like, I feel like if I answer that question, it's going to make your life more difficult, not simpler.
Professor, look at where we're at.
You can always
It
take us
can't
back.
get much worse.
Hmm.
We've got to know. Knowledge, good or bad, knowledge is always helpful. You got to tell us. We got to know, Professor.
Give me a persuasion check.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
She says, power is power. I watched Game of Thrones too.
Oh, God, so bad. That's only a 2.
Well, I mean, if your bonus to persuasion is better than your performance bonus, you might get like a 4.
Oh, no.
Oh no,
No,
okay.
no.
Oh.
She doesn't
No.
get advantage from G.I. Joe?
She does not.
0.
She does not get advantage from G.I. Joe.
But funny enough, Reyna, not charismatic.
That's weird. We'd have never guessed.
Yeah. Weird.
All right. She's gonna put a hand out and put it on your shoulder, Reyna. As you like looking at her, she's still like that. She got some healing from you before the end of that fight, but she's still like on the cusp
Basically
of
dead.
death. Like she is not looking great here. And she'll say, actually, as she touches you, you're gonna see her kind of murmur something under her breath as she's casting something on you. And Reyna, since she's touching you, you're gonna have a little in the center of your chest, kind of by your sternum, just a little bit of a glow spread as she's kind of nods to herself, and she's like, "Yeah, I thought so. You're doing something for the old gods, are you not?"
Yes. We've been releasing them, in touch with them, trying to keep up, but honestly, I'm not sure we understand fully.
No, I imagine you don't. They're interesting beings. What do you know about them? Who specifically have you been in contact with?
Vaughn. I talk to Vaughn sometimes.
Are you gonna say his actual name, or are you sticking with Vaughn?
Yeah, I guess I need to remember the name now. It made sense that Eric could never remember it, but Nigel probably would.
Name.
Yeah, what was his actual name again? I don't even remember.
Evasis.
Like Evasis?
And then, what was the one chap I talked to? Sarah, Sirius?
Saris. Mm-hmm.
Saris? And then the lightning one we released.
Crixus, you say
I'd
that
tell
out
you,
loud,
but I'm
or
dead.
just quietly to yourself?
Mixture of both. It's not like I'm yelling it, but I'm not like hiding it.
Okay. So she, as you kind of tell her who you've talked to, she is kind of nodding along, and she's like, "All right, not the best, but certainly not the worst." And then Crixus, when you say that, she'll kind of snap her attention to you and smile, as she's just like, you wouldn't be the first to have that opinion, Dragonborn."
I just flash a glare and a snarl when she says something about me being a Dragonborn.
We're gonna keep that in the back of our mind for right now. But somebody roll me a d20 as this is happening before we continue any further.
I got it. Okay.
Ooh, that'll work.
Yeah.
She's nodding, and she does not seem surprised by any of this. She's asking questions like she knows them.
Yeah, okay. I was just about to ask that. I'm like,
What do we
do you
need
know
to know
them?
about the guy?
Do you know them, Professor? I don't know how old you are, but I've always suspected. Do you know them?
There was a time when we had a relationship with the gods. And she
Dated them?
she doesn't spit that word, but she's kind of like, there's almost a little bit of disdain when she says gods. And she says, the problem with the gods is the problem that all the gods have. They weren't the first, they're just the most recent, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to be their protectors, you could say, something of a buffer between the material realm and the realm of the gods. And for so long, we were just kind of there. I mean, we just were secure in our own power, that we didn't see it coming when the Empire made its move.
Who is we?
She looks around and she says, well, I suppose there's only two of us left now, but my brothers and sisters, and she'll kind of look down at her hands. I'm not certain that this is information you want to have. But in this moment, as you guys are having this conversation, I'd like everyone to make me a perception check.
There we go, dice. Now you're on board.
Yeah. Yep. Right where I want to be.
Nice. Hoven and Reyna, you're going to see a shadow kind of fall over the group. Something blocking the light. And you're going to hear a voice come out. It sounds massive. As it says, Kezidoran, what have you done?
Uh-oh.
I'd like everyone first to make a strength saving throw.
Why?
Everybody gets +5. Because everybody's
we all
lit up.
within range?
Except Sojourner.
Yay.
Everybody except Sojourner.
Something
Sorry,
attacking
Sojourner.
Nothing's attacking you, quote unquote, but something is happening to you.
Oh. Good. So,
20. You said plus 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's 25.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sojourner was
8.
on me, wasn't he?
I'm assuming that's what that little shield means on me, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah. You have
so-
the shield, you're in the aura. No, Steve.
Reyna, or before we get to Reyna, Crixus, you're holding on to Kappa's body?
Yes.
Okay. Reyna, a massive gust of... Reyna is the only one who fails, by the way.
yeah, sure is. Sure is.
Reyna and Steve, actually. But
Yeah.
a massive gust of wind just starts to push you away. And as you start to tumble through the air, Casey is going to grab onto you. She lets Steve tumble. He goes.
Oh.
Yeah, fair.
Oh,
Bye, Steve.
yeah, she doesn't like him.
But coming
Fuck you.
into view is this guy.
Yeah.
A massive silver dragon.
Awesome.
Oh. Oh, don't do that.
As it kind of positions itself, it glares at Casey in between all of you, as it says, "Mortals are not welcome here. It is not safe for us. It is not safe for them. What have you done?" She is going to look to you, Reyna, and then to the rest of you, and kind of kick her head to the side, indicating for you to get on the other side of her, not between her and said dragon.
I will swim as quickly as I can.
Yes, yes,
Through the
ma'am.
air.
Yes, ma'am.
And she'll address him as she says, "Naz," and he says, "That's not my name." She says, "Naz, I need you to calm down. We didn't have a lot of options at the time. And if you would ever look outside of this realm, you would have known that."
I really want to say something, but I'm also afraid to.
What do you want to say, Nigel?
Yeah, we just saved her ass.
The silver
Choosing held
dragon
prisoner.
glares at you, Nigel, as looks like he might do something before Casey's like, he's not wrong. I was found out, and that was a mistake on my part, but I felt like it was necessary to keep track of what was happening. He says, "I've warned you more times than I can count about going to that realm."
Oh, that music just kicked in. Threw me off.
Casey is going to try and persuade him of something real quick. "Look, why don't you come down to this level and we can talk civilized?" Uh-oh. Casey's persuasion was not very good. Oh, but his his ability to resist was even worse. That's a natural 4 and a natural 2.
Damn.
Oh, God.
It's a shitty ass dragon.
Yeah.
I
No wonder
mean,
they're all
with the
dead.
bonuses, it's still quite high, but kind of glaring the entire time, but not, but acquiescing in the moment. He's going to shift and shrink as he loses his massive dragon form, and comes down looking like this.
I stepped out of the garage. I'll look at this again.
So I'll just really quickly put this up. He looks more or less like this now.
Oh, sweet. And looks like the blue dragon in the cave we met a little.
Are we recycling tokens again, Tom?
we are not.
Oh.
um,
There's only so
If-
many hot tokens out there to find.
if you'll recall, Imrith's one looked like this. Nope, there's two of her. He kind of shrinks down and he says, he's now kind of looking at her for the first time, looking how hurt she is. As he's like, that's all right. I can grant them some grace, but they can't stay here. Does anyone want to say anything in this or do anything in this time?
If you could take
No,
us back.
no intention of staying, sir, dragon. No intention of staying. Just trying to free the professor, and then we've got to get back to our ship and our plane as well. Just trying to help. Just trying to help you and help the world.
We can always go back to the school.
Casey's actually going to leave your side for a minute, Rada, and she's going to come up to Crixus. And she's kind of like floating above you as she kind of reaches down and puts a hand on your shoulder, Crixus. And she says, I am sorry.
Me too.
What would you do to get him back?
Everything.
Uh-oh.
I thought you might say that.
Unless Kappa doesn't want to play Kappa anymore.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay.
Tom doesn't care what Kappa wants.
Tom's already had conversations with Kappa outside of game.
Kappa's already looked behind the screen and kind of knows what's happening, and is also doesn't know what's happening.
Kappa's dead. He can't talk.
Bad Kappa.
Ah, shit! I mean,
Your choice of miracle. He's talking. He's alive again.
Casey, keeping a hand on your shoulder, Crixus is like, reaching into the realm of the dead and plucking someone else out is not something within my power. But it is within their power. At least it was. Your friend had a close relationship with... Which one did you say, looking back at Reyna?
Saris?
A bit of a crapshoot, but she is one of the more reasonable of the bunch.
That's not a high bar, but I would say so.
I think I can see what I can do. For now, I'll send you home. But before I do, and she is going to reach into her robes as she produces the cauldron and the brazier that that Kappa had.
What about the weird metal?
My understanding is Sojourner has that.
Okay.
We do at some point have to take the bag of holding off of Kappa's body, at least, unfortunately.
She's
She's
kind
got
of gets
the,
like defensive and like blocks his body.
she holds up the cauldron and the brazier. Not
Oh,
really
you found
sure
that.
who to look at. Oh, but then Reyna says that, and she locks eyes on you, Reyna, and she says, "What did you have this for?"
We're just gonna look at the silver dragon, look back, look at silver dragon, look back.
I've been muted this whole fucking time.
I thought you were just quiet. I was
Yeah.
like, man.
I was
I've been
surprised.
talking. I've been moving. I just and it always felt like it went right with the conversation. So I
No.
Oh, I hate when
like
that
now I was
happens.
like, oh, as soon as she takes out the brazier, I step closer, and it's like just continue on. I was like, oh, They can't hear me, can they?
Not even a little bit.
We had to make a deal with somebody to be able to get into the school to save you.
Yeah, and that's what they ask for in return. Honestly, pretty cool person. You should you should meet them. Maybe. Now.
Reyna, she's gonna insight you real quick.
Yeah, sure.
And we're telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm not asking Reyna to make a deception. I'm seeing if she can read Reyna's body language enough to figure some things out.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like dragon, met another dragon without saying it.
As she says, she looks at you, Reyna, and she likes you, Reyna. She's not being like, she's not staring into your soul trying to extract things out of you. She kind of softens a little bit as she's like, I need you to trust me.
Always.
Someone
And
wanted
without question.
this. What did they want it? Who wanted it, and what did they want it for?
Can I think I have this? Yeah, I'm telepathic. Yeah. I will telepathically talk into her mind, and say, we met a blue dragon named Emrith. She's a wizard dragon, super cool, can cast really high level spells, which I definitely want to understand later, and have made notes about. And she wanted that out of Headmaster Gideon's office, in order to give us access to the circle in the basement of the university, in the dungeon of the university, which we use to get to you. And I will spill all of my guts to her in her mind.
Anyone who wants to make an insight check. And Nas is also going to make one.
Ooh. There it is.
I know all.
Yeah, I will spill all of my guts to her in this moment. I will.
Okay, you tell her about Imrith, and I'm gonna see if she can keep it together. Kinda. She almost drops the brazier as you say that, and kind of without thinking, she just kind of whispers out loud, "She's alive."
Oh yeah. I thought you guys would be friends.
Very slowly and deliberately, she turns to Nas. As she's like,
Can I just grab those from you real quick?
she looks at you, Sojourner, and she says, I want you to understand that these are potentially quite powerful and potentially quite dangerous.
I totally understand. I'm just gonna put them away so we don't have to look at them. Nobody's got to hold them.
She does not try and stop you. She will let you take them.
I will cast item box on both of them.
She'll look from Nas back to you, Reyna, over to you, Sojourner, and she says, how did she look? As Nas is kind of putting it together, and he's like, who are we talking about?
I mean, I thought she looked good.
I mean, hot if we're being honest, but also like a little hurt, probably.
Yeah, she's still healing from something a long time ago.
Yeah. Just on her side is real bad.
I didn't notice.
Something's holding her back.
We need to bring her here. You don't, looking at Nas. We need to bring her here. Nas is kind of just still a little confused, just like, what are you talking about? Who needs to be brought here? We do not bring mortals. And then it kind of clicks in his head as he says that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me where she is.
Casey asking that or
Casey's
not?
asking that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold it back from her. Yeah, I'll tell her. We found her in the basement bottom cave under was it an abbot on a church castle thing? Yeah, I'll tell her right where she's at.
Oh, that ostentatious bitch. Of course she has a fucking church built on top. All right.
Yeah, it was kind of dope. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I get it. I do.
And you remember what I said about the 12th level spell thing? Because I do want notes on that like later, but okay. Just
That's a thing that's a thing that we can all do. I'll
that
give you a
can
lesson
teach
sometime.
me later. Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Yes, Crixus?
He just walks up to this guy and is like, "Can you or your people bring him back?"
As she said, we can't. But I think they could. As long as your relationship with them is adequately amicable.
Mine's not. He just walks back
Understand that they're
or floats
they're
back.
very transactional people.
Can I try and start talking to Evasus?
You can. As this is happening, though, Casey is kind of getting antsy as she's like, all right, complete your deal. I will figure something out with her. Nigel, go ahead and give me a religion check.
Really should be a wisdom, not intelligence. It makes no sense.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
I say it should be an interchangeable stat. If you're wisdom, then it should be wisdom. Like if you're a cleric or a paladin.
It
I almost feel like for a paladin, it should be charisma based.
I'll
Yeah.
take that too. I would take that even more.
Like for a cleric, it kind of should be to whatever works for your character.
Honestly, no, that
Better.
doesn't work perfectly
It's like-
because intelligence based, it's like you know the words of the book. Wisdom based, you understand the book. Charisma based, you can speak the book.
Yeah.
Can we do a +5 instead of a -1?
I'm gonna give you what you need on a 13 here.
Cool.
You can't get a connection with him from this plane. You
Okay.
are cut. Like you kind of reach out and you hit a wall. So on a 3, you would have just been like, guess I can't reach him. On a 13, you realize that you're being blocked from reaching him.
Okay.
All right. Casey's gonna say, where do you want to be sent? Where do you want to go? I can drop you basically anywhere that you need to go.
Excuse me. What, Professor? I don't know what to call you. Last time you yelled at me, so. Although you did give me mixed signals, so I didn't know how that played.
Look, I eat men like you for breakfast. Wait, that's still a mix. God damn it. Don't.
Once again. Anyway, with all this knowledge and people from your past, I have a question to ask, if this feels like the appropriate time to ask. So I don't know if you're real familiar with up here. This is your home. This is your an escape path. I'm not sure, but I was wondering if you knew. Shit, I don't know if they would go by what they would go by. But my family members, the Humble Horns, they're a group of air genasies. I don't know if they would be up here. When I met this group, I found my brother, and then I started following him, and then he went missing. And I'm not sure if he's still alive, if any of my family members are alive. I was following him, and then I lost track of him, and then I came up with this group, and then we've just been dealing with this mess, and I haven't forgot about it, but there's been other pressing issues. So I don't know if they're still alive. They're in pain. I have no way of getting in contact with them. They're shifty people, con artists, but still family.
Nas looks at you and says, "How dare you speak to one of our kind like that?" And Casey will cut him off, and she'll kind of step in between you and him, as she'll say, That's not information I know. That is information I can find out. The Jinn of this area would be the ones you really want to talk to. But we kind of live separately from them."
Kind of give a nod of, okay, understood, and bring this back up when it's more appropriate.
I'll
All right.
see what I can do.
Nigel finally put something together. I've been checking. He's going to whisper to Raina, "She's a fucking dragon, isn't she?"
Is that what those checks have been for?
Yes, he's been trying to figure it out this whole time.
I can only hope, honestly, at this
Oh,
point.
Sojourn is already calling it.
Yeah.
Nigel, did you say that out loud?
He whispered it to Raina, yeah.
Whispered it to me.
Yeah, her passive perception is real fucking high, but
Mhm.
He's not that smart. He's just
uh,
happy he figured something out.
she kind of deflates a little bit as she's like, "Look, at this point, the game is a little bit up."
Mhm. Mhm. Can you just shift just like once so we can see? Just no offense, but please.
She kind of does a weird little half smile as she's like, "Promise me you won't be disappointed when you find out." As she begins to shift
To
and her
Trogdor.
skin changes to scales, and her face both grows but also sinks a little bit as massive horns grow out from her head. She is a black dragon
Oh, cool.
as she takes on her draconic form. And
Didn't you
in
give
her
me shit for being
Did
a
we
dragon?
fight that dragon when it was the Taylor Swift concert?
you fought a black dragon when you were at the Taylor Swift concert.
Mhm.
No, she didn't give you shit about being a dragonborn. She just mentioned that you were dragonborn.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Professor Casey is indeed a giant black dragon.
Yay.
Nas says, "Oh, well, I guess if we're doing this," and he will go into his silver dragon form. Looking
mean-
down at you, Crixus, they will kind of. They've got dragon reptile faces now, so they don't really have facial expressions like humans do.
Mhm.
But they'll say, "Rather unfortunately, your sire has been killed."
He's not even paying attention. To be completely honest.
Don't even worry about it. Now then, where am I sending you?
What are we supposed to do now? Like,
Bring
how do we
Kappa
stop
back.
besides bring Kappa back, like, how do we stop the elves from whatever it is? And what are they trying to do? Like, we really don't know what's going on. Nigel surely has no idea what is going on.
Nigel
really.
surely has no idea.
No idea.
Rather unfortunately, Nas also has been very detached from the world. Casey will kind of look. Casey's like, this size difference dynamic is really freaking me out. I gotta go back. And she switches back to her regular person form. And she says, as far as I can figure out, they're trying to compress and coalesce all the god power. Think of the gods as not necessarily specific divine beings. Think of them more as beings that have access to the plane of magic, right? They aren't quote unquote creators, they are just more powerful than anything else. Therefore, they call themselves gods. Does that make sense to you?
Sure, totally.
Yeah,
So-
they're power sources, right? Like, and the elves are trying to put them all together to be ultimate.
Right. So, as much as I can tell, and from what I was able to gather from Gideon, they are. The best thing you can do is not let them do that. Right now, from what I've seen, their leader person who gave Gideon the necessary magics to imprison me, he has taken at least 3, if not more, just into his own being. But they are the 3 most powerful of their beings.
So they have 3 and we have 3, or have at
For
least
now.
3. How many total?
Stand by as the DM counts in his notes. Uh, 2, 3. 15. There are 15 in total.
And you have a map with the other ones where they're at, how they're released by chance, just happenstance, or we still just going off of vibe checks we get from the people who are attached to gods about where to go next?
Roll me a quick d20.
Sure. So bad.
Stand by. I seem to have lost connection to the foundry.
I haven't rolled a one. I haven't rolled a one. Rolled a 2 and a 3.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. She kind of looks at you and she says, "That's sort of what I was trying to accomplish in my time back on the material world. I have found a few. Posting up at Respite was kind of where my best chances were, so that's why you already, of course, have that one.
Mm-hmm.
There are several that lie at the bottom of the sea. So you will have to figure those out yourself down there. I can give you a hand. She is going to mark several places on your map, and I am putting those marks on the world map right now for places that she believes there to be god prisms. We're going
Okay,
to freehand this. Draw freehand. Actually, can I just put a symbol down? Nope. I'm going to draw freehand. I'm going to put little red X's on places where she believes there to be gods imprisoned.
15 total. We have 3 and they have 3, so 6. So there's still over half of them remaining on the board. That's good. That's better odds than I thought.
But I'm sure they're still actively working on getting
Oh
more.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
We should probably hit the ones on land first.
Yeah, the
Well,
ones that are less
depending on how
difficult to
close
get
they
to.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those are the ones they're more likely to go for, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, unless we're sailing across to somewhere and like we go right on over one, I guess. But yeah.
Okay, I have made several red X's on the world map. Those are places that she believes you can find them.
Do we see?
Nope.
Damn it.
Let me activate the world map for you.
Well, we got that one.
Yeah, I put that one, and there were 2 more that you had already gotten, so I decided not to put them on the map, but it's a pain to delete the X's, so I was like, I'm just going to leave that one.
Okay, 2 in the center of the. Okay, well, we can't get that one. Okay. Oh, that was the one. Yeah, okay.
That was our
sent
first
that-
one.
Yeah, I'm talking about this one up here in the far left or the far right corner. We sensed that one at one point. And 2 in the middle of the ocean. Okay.
Who controls the 2 islands, the big ones that have, like Nerith and...
The basics of what you know about those places will be that Nerith is a split kingdom, essentially, where the northern half is a more or less normal area, and the southern half is controlled specifically by an isolationist kingdom of Minotaurs that don't play well with others.
Would the X be theoretically in the northern part?
It's kind of right on the line between the 2.
Okay.
And then over on Sulos, the mountain range, there are actually 2. Those are the 2 other big dwarven kingdoms, the 2 mountain ranges, and they kind of vie for control of this central valley, giving access to a lot of things. They aren't like actively at war. It's more of a like, it's sort of a cold war, you could say, between the 2 of them, where they're like trying to keep control of the Central Valley via non-violent means, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna put you back.
As far as where to go, Bolg is waiting for us in respite, and our ship is there
Yes.
at that circle.
We can go right to our ship and then go pick up Bolg.
Yeah. But we want to get back to Emerith, who is in Ravenswood, right?
That is
Yeah,
where
we
she
should.
is, yeah.
We should probably give her her shit before she gets mad at us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can go to the ship, pick up Bolg, start heading towards Ravenwood, and then try and figure out this whole bringing Kappa back from the dead thing while we're traveling.
That's what I was thinking. Professor, do you have a way to? I know we're on a different plane, so I can't really talk to him. But do you have a way to contact Bolg? You know Bolg, right? Been around for forever.
Everyone knows Bolg. That's my thing.
I
mean, he
do
saved
know.
me a couple of times.
She is vaguely familiar with Bolg. He is not someone that she would interact with on a regular basis, but since he had a lot of interactions with students, she at least knows who he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you had to have talked about me a little bit with him, right? I mean, he saved my life. You've killed me several times, right? You have
Only just making sure you were able to keep up. Didn't want to send you out into the world and not having died at least once or twice.
Seems like you could have held back a little, but that's okay. It taught me more
Yeah,
about myself than I needed to know.
You haven't lived if you haven't died or something like that. I think that's how the expression goes.
Something like that.
3 times she's killed. It's fine. 3 is fine.
Was it 3?
Seems like
like a lot.
too many, but yeah. So, are you able to reach out to him by chance from this plane? I mean, to just make sure he's not like overrun with people or.
I could if I were not in the state that I am. I am very nearly out of all of the magic I can cast.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
But you didn't get a level up with us?
Could you siphon magic from me to do it?
I don't know if I could do that without killing you.
Oh. I mean, yeah, that would be bad.
Is it because
But,
he's
you
an
know-
ooze-like creature?
Oh no, that's nothing to do with it at all. But yeah, I really need a nap.
Yeah, that's fair. So you're just gonna toss us to the circle, or are you coming with us, or are we gonna meet you in Emirates Cave?
I'm gonna come with. I'm gonna drop you off, and then I'm gonna leave.
But then you're gonna meet us in Emirates Cave later, right? Could probably
Maybe.
use your
I
help.
don't.
Could probably use your help, Professor. And you did say that you would teach me a few more lessons. I'm just saying, you did mention that.
I'm not certain that if I go with you to Imrith, that we won't fight. And I don't
Oh.
know if you want to be next to us when we fight.
No, that's
No.
okay.
Now, is it like a sibling fight where, like, you don't really want to hurt each other? Or is it like, hey, you stole my boyfriend and I'm going to kill you for it?
Please.
I think it's more of I think it's more of a, hey, you see that mountain over there? Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore kind of fight.
In a way, you are both correct. I doubt Imrith's angry enough to actually kill me, but I don't know that for certain.
I mean, like I said, she did look pretty weak when we saw her. That she was held in by a little room. I think you could take her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Professor could take her even if she was fully healed, right, Professor?
Anyway, I will take you back to your ship.
Yes, please.
Well, yeah, we got to pick up Bolg as well.
We'll go. If we go straight to the ship, we can sail the ship to him. Whereas we'd have to travel to the ship with Bolg if we go straight to him.
Good point.
All right. Now, I wouldn't do this for just anyone, and I do have the power to just pluck you and drop you there, but... And she's gonna switch form again. And she's gonna say, everyone hop on.
Oh, good. God, yes.
I cast Misty Step to get on her.
I was
Just
literally
carrying.
just about to say I will get on there first.
I'm on there. I'm outside with the dog currently, so I can't move my token, but
All
I'm
right.
on.
Everyone's going for a dragon ride.
And whooping the whole way.
Second
She
dragon
will-
ride, but, you know, who's counting?
She will kind of gingerly help you get Kappa up there, Crixus, as she says, Steve, you can ride in my hand.
Oh, Sojourner's going to ask this to Crixus and think that it is the most sincere thing that he has ever said to Crixus, trying to emulate Dodor's cuteness. Crixus, would you like me to item box Kappa so that we make sure he gets back safely?
Not yet.
My item box can preserve him from getting worse, meaning decomposing.
Okay, I was like,
Because
is there
at level
worse?
11, my item box can hold organic matter and prevent it from decomposing.
Come on.
Ooh, good.
Who has the cauldron and the brazier?
I do. They are in my item box as well. They
Okay.
each carry their own slot.
Okay.
He begrudgingly lets you do that. He's doing that like he doesn't want to let go, but he's like struggling thing.
Sojourner will cast item box on Kappa and slowly pull him into it. And the last part of him
on.
that will disappear is the part that
Are ya?
Crixus is touching with his hand.
Oh.
Nas will look at KZ with a little bit of disgust and just be like, I can't believe you're letting them do that. As she's like, you just don't know how mortals work. And she will pop out of existence with you all on her back.
Did she just instant transmission?
Basically, yeah. Pop into existence in the skies above your ship.
Which is still there and not under attack.
Which is still there and not under attack.
Woo! That's a win.
And she will tuck her wings and dive bomb straight at the ship.
Yeah.
Gotta make an entrance, right?
Yeah, she's a dramatic
Spreading,
bitch, so yeah, that makes sense.
spreading her wings out, causing a huge gust of wind, which causes the ship to start moving as she mid-landing transforms back and plops you all gently on the deck. These two guys are not here.
We're now the first idiots to ride a dragon.
The first idiots.
That has to be the title of the episode, right? If idiots ride a
First
dragon.
idiots.
She plops you here on the deck of your ship, as she will look at you, Sojourner, and she'll say, be certain you know how to handle that thing before you do anything with it. And then she looks at Hoven, and she's like, I'm talking about the brazier and the cauldron, not what you're thinking of.
If Sojourner could blush, he would.
Then
Do
she's
you turn
gonna-
a darker shade of orange?
I turned yellow.
Yeah.
She is going to embrace Reyna, and then she's gone.
Wait, Professor! Wait, can I say one thing to her before she goes?
What do you want?
Can I'll hug her back, and can I get the book out from that I saved from Respite with the history of Respite and the stories and everything from him, and I will give it to her. And Professor, I can't thank you enough for everything you've taught me, for helping us. I went to Respite. It's destroyed, but I thought maybe you would like this as a reminder of how good times can be on our plane as well. And I'll hand her the book. Because I know she was close to him.
She takes it, and she's a little shaky as she takes it. And she'll kind of nod and be like, all right. I appreciate that. Hey, sometimes the DM just needs a powerful NPC to drop exposition on you guys, but sometimes it's a little deeper than that. And then
He brought
Don't be a
Steve,
stranger.
right? He brought Steve with.
Steve is currently almost drowning in the water next to the ship.
Toss him a line.
Steve's like, "Help! She dropped me in the water. I didn't make it onto the ship. Help!"
Let's toss him a line and pull him up, and then I'll take him down and show him Nigel's old Eric's old bunk,
Okay.
which should be heaven for him.
He absolutely loves it. Sojourner, are you doing any? Are you identifying? I'm assuming you're identifying the cauldron and brazier.
I mean, eventually, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Just if we want to, do the whole ship thing, maybe go pick up
wasn't
our
su-
guy.
I wasn't sure if you were prioritizing that over the other things. So just
It would be more of a, hey guys, what do you want to do now?
okay, just checking. I just didn't want you to forget that you still needed to do that.
Can I send a message to Bolg as soon as we're back on the plane and we're back on the ship?
Yeah.
Six on the plane?
He is like, it's so good to hear from you. I have cleansed this this teleportation circle. It should be perfectly safe to use now. It has taken a lot of time and a lot of components. I'm exhausted. I'm out of all my shit, but it is all good to go.
That is fantastic. Good to know. Good to hear it. Maybe it will come in handy later. Long story, but we're coming to pick you up. Start making your way towards somewhere where we can pick you up on the island's edge. We gotta go. We're on the boat.
Oh, right. Okay.
We couldn't have like cast teleportation circle from the boat to go to him and be like, "Oh my God, you did it! You saved our lives!" just to make him feel better.
I mean, I like Bolg, but I'm not gonna waste a 5th level spell to make him feel better.
I'm gonna say that you can sail your ship around and pick up Bolg without incident. Which means that you also get Nigel Squire back.
What's his name again? Oh, Francois.
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 Franc-
Hello. Good to see you.
Francois says,
Squire.
yes, of course. Oh, hold on, that's not the voice.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Hold on, I gotta find it here. I said, "Hey, sir, I was waiting for you back at the circle, and you did not come over there."
We just took a different path. That's all. Good job keeping Bolg safe. You're a good squire. And like pat him on the head like a dog.
He absolutely beams with pride.
Now go clean my armor. It's dirty.
Hey, you know what? If you got dirty armor, I'm on that. And he will take your armor and run downstairs with it.
He's going everywhere with us. And we keep him safe at all costs.
He is gonna die 100% the next time.
100%.
I mean, it's a toss-up between him and Steve, who's dying first, but
And just as he's giving the armor back, an arrow goes through his head. Oh shit!
No, you're gonna find him below deck, slowly crushed to death beneath the armor. His last words were, "I was trying to polish it."
Yeah, we have more kobolds to replace him.
I was gonna say, I think we have like 20 of them.
Just put that hat on somebody else.
Yep. You're Francois now.
I've been promoted to Francois.
We don't know any of their real names.
Francois is not a real name. It's just a position.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like the Dread Pirate Roberts, but Francois.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The Dread Pirate Francois.
It's funny, my boss is
Well-
named Francois, so I crack up every time I hear this.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Well, maybe before we decide if we're going to take this stuff to Emirates, we should figure out what these things do and make sure we actually want to give them to her.
I think we can at least point the ship in that direction because we want to go towards those X's anyways. So we
Yeah.
can at least like point the ship in that direction if that's.
Yeah.
Because we're
Then we can
up
decide
in
as we figure out what they are.
we're not on respite,
And then
right? We're up in the northwest, right? Is that where we're at?
No, you're right off of respite.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
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 We
start
really need to
sailing
get
that
away from
direction.
respite. Yeah. We need to get away from respite with some haste, probably.
All right, so you point the ship that direction. Sojourner, I believe you're the only one left that's capable of piloting the ship. Crixus, you
I
go
can
down
too.
to there. Opal will see what's happening and just kind of quietly leave the room as your mom just absolutely wraps you up in her arms and comforts you. You are way bigger than her, at this point, so it's a little comical looking, but she does the mom thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, mom's got a mom.
that's
Mom's
right.
gonna mom. Like, Crixus has never looked so small as when he is being comforted by his mother.
Yep.
Aw.
Is there anything you guys want to do before we start traveling?
Whenever there's an opportune moment, I would try and contact the Vases again.
Yeah, and we're gonna identify that stuff.
Yeah, I'd say after we figure out what that stuff is.
Okay.
I
Just
will
so
And
be
I
sure
can-
it's okay.
from Raina.
I can pilot the ship too.
Oh, do you
My-
have water
Well,
vehicle stuff?
Yeah, because I have the Wild Spacer background, and you said it was cool if
Oh,
that's
right,
water
right.
vehicles instead of
Yeah,
space,
yeah.
and it fits with the character, so I can help out with that too, Sojourner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crixus is gonna. Do we have a training room on the boat?
Not
Like-
exactly.
Like a dummy setup or something?
Not exactly. The place where the gladiators that you rescued that are still just kind of hanging out, they probably would have set something up in there to
we
do something
forgot
with.
about them.
Or you could probably set something up in the bottom of the ship where Kappa's mom and sister are in their bunks down there, being sick.
Are they? They're still unconscious, right?
The mom is unconscious. G is weak and kind of like fluttery, but still, in not near as sick as the mom is.
Like, remember when we first started and Kappa's mom was awake, then asleep, then awake, then asleep?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Yes.
when I talked to Tom about G's getting close to that point.
So like
And
she's
the
not getting.
flowers aren't helping.
They're helping. They're not stopping.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that was the whole point, is that the medicine slows it. Kappa's goal was to find a way to stop it, and then we kind of got stuck saving the world.
Yeah. I think Crixus would make his way down there at some point and face that.
Yes. Do it, Crixus.
Do it.
Do it.
Crixus, Hoven, are you also going down there?
Yeah, I was heading on the ship just to see who's around, what they're doing.
Okay. This is the first time any of you have gone down below in some time. So you see a couple of things.
Kobold.
The kobold down here. So you'll see G and you'll see Zara. Zara is sleeping more or less peacefully. G is kind of flitting in and out of consciousness. There is a series of a group of kobolds down here. I'm actually going to put them over here. They seem to be tending a bunch of eggs.
Hmm.
That's unsettling.
We know what they were doing while we were gone.
Right.
Is this for like breakfast or dinner, or I mean any time of the day? Is that what these things are for?
Like, no, you cannot eat our children.
I mean, you
Ugh.
could. I mean, you put on a fire and heat them up. I mean, I guess you could probably eat them raw. Probably wouldn't be as good, but
Oh, where'd you go?
1 second. I've got to fix her token. Okay. Yeah, they seem to have laid a bunch of kobold eggs down here. Hoven, they look at each other, look at you, and like, look, we only eat the eggs if it's like we're really hungry.
I mean, we did just have a big battle, and we burned a lot of energy. So I'm just saying, like, there's at least 50 of them over there. You're not gonna miss 15, 20 of them.
They look like they're struggling really hard to count the eggs. They have no idea how many there are. They're like, all right, I give you 2 eggs.
I'm gonna try to take 10 of them. Be like, yeah, there's a 2. Like, and I have hold out my big hand. I'm like, 1, 2.
I mean, kobold eggs are pretty big. Like, these are not chicken-sized eggs. They're probably like ostrich-sized eggs.
Will
God,
this
yeah, those
help?
are huge.
Dirty 20.
I'm gonna also need you to make me a persuasion check or a deception. Yeah, persuasion check.
Let's see, persuasion.
Oh, god damn it. All right, you take a couple of eggs, and they're like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. You manage to get 4 eggs before they realize you've taken more than 2.
And I'll try to find a stove and then try to poach some eggs, I guess.
All right, you can do that. Crixus. Hold on 1 second. You come up to where Zara and G are. G is kind of eyes closed, but a little bit conscious as she's just like kind of focusing on keeping
dying.
conscious. Yeah.
Is she like on a bed or just laying on the floor?
Yeah. I just didn't. I wasn't able to put new furniture tokens on this map without completely remaking the map. So
That's fair.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Fair. He'll just kneel on the side of her bed.
G, you kind of feel Crixus's presence there before you open your eyes. What do you want to do?
G is going to very slowly open her eyes up at Crixus and be like, "Ah, Crixus, huh? Are you back already?"
I hate you, Kappa.
I love this.
Eating this up.
Oh, was not ready for that.
I know you weren't, and that's why I did it.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, we're back already. Tears just start rolling down his face.
Oh, if you miss me, you don't got to cry about it.
I did miss you. But also I have a feeling you're probably gonna hate me. Your
Did
brother.
you? Why? Did he get into trouble again?
Like he
Why,
always
what
did.
Oh, he never learns.
I kinda got him in this trouble a little bit. And he didn't make it back.
What do you mean he didn't make it back?
He's gone. We're trying
Okay.
to bring him back. I don't know.
Very funny, Crixus. No. That's not. No. You always kept him safe. I trusted you to do so. This is a joke, right? Is he invisible somewhere, learning some type of new magic to sneak up on me? Very funny, Kappa.
Crixus kind of almost bows and like just places his head on the ground. It's not a joke. Not this time. I'm so sorry. I couldn't protect him this time.
The music swelled.
I didn't
just the right
take-
time.
I know it did. I'm not crying, you're crying.
It's gonna take probably like 4 or 5 seconds of silence before she starts dying. No,
Was that?
before
That was really in character.
yeah, before she very weakly starts hitting the back of your bowed head. She's like, no, it's not true. It's not true. You're joking, right? You kept him safe. This is all a joke. It's not true. Come on, Creeks, this time it's not true.
He sits up a little bit as she's beating him in the back of the head very weakly. I wish I could. I wouldn't lie to you. Not even for Kappa's sake.
And with that, she's probably just going to collapse onto your shoulder crying.
He'll do the same. We're gonna try to bring him back.
Then I'm going with you.
You can't. You can barely stand.
I can. I'll find a way.
Then I'll help you.
I'm so sorry, right?
I warned
I
I
you.
legit
I
cannot
tried to
not
talk-
come off mute right now. I am legit dying.
I warned you. Right
I
I
talked
warned
to
you.
Tom, and I was like, oh, do you think it'd be okay if I like this like ambush thing and play G? And they're like, yeah. And then we
Fuck
got
all
here, and
of
I'm
you
like,
right now. I can't even handle it.
To be fair, I offered a different character, and then it's like, oh, but what about G? I'm like, okay, fuck it.
In order to make this work, though, G is still quite sick, so things are not quite in position for G to join the party.
Yeah.
My understanding is that Rana, at this point, is identifying the stuff that you have.
Yeah, me or Sojourner or both. I got closer to him so we could bounce back and forth and identify them together.
Okay.
I'll each take one.
Perfect.
I would like you each to you'll cast Identify and then also make an intelligence check.
I'll take over the helm so Sojourner can do it.
Okay. Make me
Sojourner and I can nerd out over something.
What would happen if you upcast Identify?
Can you?
Because I know it doesn't say anything like in its rules. Is there anything like? Would there be any reason to upcast it?
I don't think so, because it still doesn't identify things like curses. So, like, that's the only thing that I would imagine that upcasting would do for you is... I can't imagine it would do something beyond that if you upcast it, and there's nothing in the language for that. If you can come up with a compelling thing for Identify to do at higher spell levels, I would at least consider it.
I've got a better idea because we leveled up and I picked up a new spell. And I think that it is going to be exactly what we need for this. We can have Reyna cast Identify, and I will cast Legend Lore.
Cool.
Nice.
She cast it on each of them. I cast it on each of them.
Okay, hold on. Let me read this real quick. Spell information already. Okay, I can work with that. Okay, so you cast Identify on these two objects. These things are not magic items in the sense that there is a sheet for them. I'm just going to tell you how they work. The way that they work is that the cauldron is it is enchanted to increase the potency of anything made within it. And the brazier, they're both combined to, they are specific for making potions. The brazier is used to add on an additional effect to a potion. So what you are going to end up being able to do with this, potentially, is make higher grade potions, or potions that are more potent than their initial description, and also potentially make potions that are of two different things. For example, you could make something that is a healing potion and a potion of strength at the same time.
Dude, that's dope.
The flip side of that is that this is an extremely volatile device, and doing it wrong would not only waste whatever components are in it, but have a explosive problem afterwards, if that makes
It
sense.
can be very bad.
Can be quite bad. So you
What
need
if
you in order to use this effectively, you would need someone who is a very accomplished alchemist to really take advantage of these potions. If somebody who is not already an alchemist of any degree tries to use it, it is almost certainly going to fail. And the better they are at it, the lower the DCs are to make it work.
Isn't Opal an alchemist?
Opal is an alchemist. Opal is an alchemist who has been trying to make a cure for Kappa's Kappa's mother's disease.
Oh,
This
okay.
was
I see what
this
we're doing here.
this
Yeah.
was not the initial purpose of this item, and it sort of just happened to work out that it was like, oh shit, actually you can totally do that.
I was
So
wondering which way the setup went.
I had set this up for something else, and then I was like, oh shit, this can do two things.
Fancy that.
So, provided that she doesn't blow up your ship doing it. That was what the intelligence check was for, is to figure that part out. Sojourner, you cast legend lore on these items. They are the sort of item that they were made at the university by one of the old headmasters. So, according to Raina's information, each headmaster kind of has a thing that they want to be remembered for, and that's the thing that they experiment on. This is basically one of the most famous of the headmasters. He created these items, and kind of magic items were his, or magic potions were his area of research. So he made these to make that happen. You know that he was then killed by this device. So even with his level of knowledge, it is still possible to fuck this up, is what you're going to get out of legend lore. But done correctly, you can get some extremely powerful things out of it.
Risk and reward.
Mm-hmm.
The risk is quite great.
Mhm.
So, first thing I'm going to need to do as we get moving here. Sojourner, did you give Ellie the weird things that you found in Imrith's cave? The weird map?
We did.
All right, so she can start making checks on that. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. I'm going to put you guys on the world map. Nigel, go ahead and make me a check using your navigator's tools.
Well, what ability are we using for that?
Fuck. Sojourner, what were we having you roll for that? Sojourner and Capo, I think it was intelligence based?
For me, yeah, it's
Sojourner was intelligence, Kappa was dexterity. Sojourner was more about guided by the stars, and Kappa was about instinct and just handling the ship.
Makes
Can I do-
sense.
Can I do strength for how well he controls the wheel?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Cool. I'll set it up real quick. One second.
How's everyone feeling?
I'm
Pretty
fine.
good. I'm good.
Mm-mm.
A little
I love
Dirty
that.
curious to
20?
how this is gonna work. Mm-mm. I think we emotionally wrecked Reyna.
I don't know what you're talking about, Reyna. Lexi is emotionally.
Yeah, Lexi is fucked.
I am on my second can of Red Bull, just so everybody is aware.
Oh man.
Fine, I'm fine.
Is that the meme? I'm fine while the table and everything around them burns and they have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Basically.
But in Lexi's case, it's a can of Red Bull just shaking in their hands slightly. Just fine, everything's fine.
I mean, maybe if Kappa had some wings, he could fly out of that being crushed. But just saying,
Mm.
If Kappa had a Red Bull, that whole conversation would have been different.
Right? If Kappa had Red Bull, he could have just flown in the air, avoided in the wall, saved Casey, been a hero, and not died.
Okay, so you guys are making your way towards Ravenwood. So we've got a good steering check from Nigel. I need someone to roll me a d20.
I'll do it.
Yeah, let you roll
I'm
something.
dead. There's not much else I can do.
16.
And then we can
Okay.
blame the dead guy if it's bad.
I'm going to
Yeah,
make
exactly.
a series. I'm going to make a series of checks for Eliwick to mess around with the items with the metal that you guys found. Are you giving Opal the cauldron and brazier?
I mean, for now, right?
Yeah, I don't want her to blow up the ship while we're all on it.
So
Not
given
that I don't trust her,
given what
but-
you know about the words are hard. Given what you know about the cauldron and the brazier, giving it to Opal with the explanation, she can make checks to try and make a potion to cure at least G, if not G and Zara.
We ask her how long it would take for the process if it works. Like maybe we should stop on an unpopulated island and do that real quick.
Examining the items, she's like, look, at the end of the day, as good of an alchemist as I am, I'm an alchemist from a little village. Like, I'm not some big city alchemist. Like, I work with fairly limited stuff. I don't know if I would... I don't know that I can make this perfectly safe.
Who could?
Sojourner, you're relatively sure that no one could, given that its creator was eventually killed by it. There's always going to be a level of risk. There's no way to make this 100% safe.
What percent safe could you do it at? Like 50? 25? What kind of dice we rolling here?
I
I
suspect...
think I can do it on a 23 Arcana check.
what are you trying to...
What do I think the odds are? On a roll of a D100, what would I require to pass, and what would make me fail?
If you're going to do it, then you have a 10% chance of success. Because you are not an alchemist.
Oh.
Your
And what
level
percent
of
she have?
greater than 10%.
And if Sojourner and/or I helped her. Not that we're alchemists, but we are kind of smart.
Greater than what she would have had before.
Great.
Like 30% probably, I think he's saying.
I say we'll keep it stored away for now, and we can think
Uh-huh.
about it a little while.
Not something we need to do on the first day of travel.
You know, I'm just gonna throw it out there. We know someone with ancient knowledge and hidden secrets.
Did you guys hear that ghost?
We do.
G, are you feeling better?
Yeah, you know, I'm feeling passes out.
Oh.
Oh.
Crixus, while we're traveling, is just like using whatever lumber and stuff he can to build like training post, and is just like non-stop aggressively beating the shit out of whatever the fuck he can, and then just goes and like hides in the room. He is just like shut off.
I 100% for some reason said you thought you were gonna say you were building a bunk bed.
I mean,
Like you started saying that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, of course he's building a bunk bed."
yeah, no.
I don't know why that's what I thought.
So much room for
There's no
activities.
book that. That way, when Kappa comes back, it's like,
I
no,
was-
you never leave my side again. You sleep in.
Yep.
I
You
was
are-
100% certain that's what you were gonna say. Sorry, I'm derailing.
well,
Anyway,
I have a thought. So Imrith wanted these things, which implies that she can use them. Maybe we can ask her to help us make
That's
something.
what I was thinking. I mean, she loves a bargain. So if we can think of something she wants, i.e. something I currently have in my possession, I was thinking maybe we could trade her for making something to cure them. That was what was in my head.
an interesting proposition.
Because once we give it to her too, we can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's probably better than
Maybe
That
she's
is-
like an NPC. Like I said, maybe she's an NPC in a video game where you come back with the ingredients and you're like, here's 500 gold, make me this. Here you go, adventure. I made you a thing.
Anyone who wants to can make me an intelligence check right here.
Yes. Intelligence check. Just a straight one.
Yeah, just a straight
God.
intelligence check.
Come on, dice!
Right?
Yeah,
Oh no!
I know
love-
everything.
Did you be
I love
seared
the-
about?
Oh no!
All right. With a high of 14, you don't know. Oh, I guess G's coming through with one. Crixus, how much time are you spending with G?
As much time as
Yeah, G.
if she's awake,
Okay.
I'll like be down there and consoling her.
Sorry, I totally left that private. I want to let 20.
You what?
G rolled a nat 20 on an intelligence check with a -1 for 19.
Given that you are more probably bringing G up to speed on everything that you guys are doing,
Mhm.
G would be able to deduce or what have you that Imrith is probably wanting these items so that she can speed up her recovery, which has been quite slow over the last 1,000 years. Which means that she would be, if this worked, back at full strength relatively soon.
Mhm.
So you have her at a little bit of a disadvantage while you have it and she doesn't. That's where we'll leave that.
I have. Hold on. What? Why? I have what?
So
It's a bargaining chip.
Yeah, it is. She's already made the deal for it, but because she's weakened, she doesn't really have she doesn't have she's not in a situation where if you're withholding it, she can't just kill you because then she still doesn't have it.
Hmm.
Presuming you don't just have it on you all the time. Like, you are still in a position of power in this bargain.
I mean,
And we have things she wants. We have her book, which she does not know we have.
Also true.
And I also have the book, which Sojourner and I need to talk about, that the university gave me before I left, that she also saw and desperately seemed to want. We have a lot of bargaining chips to persuade her that things she wants that we currently have. So I think we can bargain with her to get her to make us something to cure them. At a way higher percentage than Opal blowing us up in the middle of the ocean.
Seems like the
No
safer
offense.
plan to deal with a dragon rather than blow up. Yeah.
Okay.
Most days.
Mhm.
Yeah. Theoretically.
Unless the dragon blows you up, then you know.
If we didn't have something she wanted, I'd be a lot less sure, but
And we
We
have some
know
of the red
we have
metals,
something she
right, or
wants.
whatever. We have
Yeah.
ingredients still.
Did we have like a decent amount, like
I think
50
Opal's
or
been
so?
propagating them.
I thought we
Oh
did.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we got
Opal's been
we got
propagating
them off
them.
to the
Yeah,
Oh,
Opal's
yeah.
been growing them.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Opal's growing
Okay,
them.
yeah. So we got the ingredients. Yeah, we just need her help. So yeah.
100%.
So we need this person's help to make the potion to fix G and his mom. Her mom.
Correct.
Although leaving G stuck
G
in the
is a
bottom of the
woman.
boat
Well-
for the rest of the campaign sounds funny.
Does anyone? Well, Crixus doesn't know any of this, but yeah.
Okay.
I say Crixus really has not been interacting with anyone. He's just kind of staying in the bottom of the ship.
That is where you're building your bunk bed.
Yes.
Okay. The other thing I need before we get too much further here is Nigel. You were trying to get in touch with Evasis, right?
Well, are we still trying to bring Kappa back? Is that
I
still
don't get
part
to
of the
answer that
plan?
question.
Well, I wasn't asking you.
Yes.
I was asking Francois.
Hey, I missed that Kappa guy. He was really great. I think we should do whatever we can to bring him back because he was so fun for me to be around.
It's because I wore a similar hat to him. That's the only reason.
That's fair.
His hat's
Actually-
so great. Did you see that hat?
Actually, at some point, like if Sojourner, whenever he takes the helm, I said go down and ask Crixus, do we want to still try and bring Kappa back, or do we want to focus on getting G and Mom healthy?
Crixus kind of looks
One
at you
other.
like, that is the dumbest question I've ever heard you ask. Yes, we're bringing Kappa back.
But both is good.
Both is good.
Okay.
Both is the plan. I thought the plan was you guys are going to get G healthy because then G can join the party to get Kappa back.
Well,
Well, we don't
can see if the
need
gods can help first.
we
is
don't
what
need
were
G
told.
to do that.
Yeah, the gods were supposed to be able to help if they were willing.
I'm a bet there's a quest involved, probably.
What? Tom wouldn't do
What
that.
you think?
From them.
Oh,
What? No, of course not.
I am famous for just giving you guys whatever you want.
oh, totally, 100%. Like my cursed cloak of displacement that's coming up sometime.
Someday.
Someday.
You're gonna get
all right,
to
Texas.
Immer's You're just gonna be like, huh? You want this cloak? Huh? Do you?
I know now you're gonna offer me just a regular one. I'm gonna be too afraid to put it on.
You're gonna be like, if you do a little dance, I'll give you this cloak. Do a little dance. Do a little
All right.
dance for Imrith.
All right, Crixus, I'll try and talk to Evasis and see what we can do, and then I'll gonna get down in a meditative pose,
Okay. Give
He just
me
starts
a
talking
roll.
shit on like when you mentioned that. I'm trying to remember the god that he once followed. Nedas or whatever his name is.
Uh,
Whatever the fuck.
Nadas,
Ned
yes.
S.
Nedas.
Just
You
for the
follow
record,
that ass?
He's following that ass. That's why I liked him so much because of his name,
That makes sense.
right?
just for the record, Runner has started doing the private sanctum again. This time, now with these proper spell levels, I can upcast it and cover the whole ship. And
Oh, nice.
like the water breathing and all of that I would normally do with the ritual castings.
All right. Nigel, give me a religion check.
Ready to use inspiration. Yeah, use my inspiration. There we
There it is.
go.
Woo!
There we
Nigel,
go.
where on the ship do you like to try and commune with your guy?
This time I guess I'd be sitting right by where Crixus is, like out of the way, so he can hit his stuff that he wants to, but be down there.
Yeah,
this
you don't
time.
want to get too close to that stuff. All right, so
Crixus
you
is
do
also
that.
just cursing Nedas too as he's doing it. Just fuck that guy.
Just like, I can't believe I was working for that ass all the time.
that ass did nothing for me.
Oh man, I'm so sorry that this came up. So those of you that are in my Saturday Curse of Strahd group, the rest of you, they're currently in Fedatov Manor doing that stuff. But we have determined that Lady Fedatov has an absolute dump truck ass.
Oh yeah, yeah. The family's famous for him.
They realized going through the maze that all of the benches are massive. And so it is now canon that the Fedatovs have absolutely gigantic asses.
So you're saying that they
Fantastic.
do breed?
Yes.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
breed?
Anyway, just a quick side note on that, just to bring you all up to speed on what's there. Nigel, you sit down. I don't know if pray is the right word here, but you attempt to commune with Evasis, and as you're like kind of searching, like sending out your essence to try and figure out where he's at, he is behind your shoulder, and he's like, "What's up?"
Hey, nice to meet you in person, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't really met, have we? The other guy was the guy I talked to a lot, but you know what? I feel like I've known you a long time, so we're gonna skip all that shit.
All right, cool. So this guy we were hanging with, he's dead.
Yeah,
Now.
Saris is pissed about that.
Yeah, but so like we want to bring him back, and we're thinking maybe you or maybe you can talk to Saris and like bring it back so like we can keep finding more of you and helping release you and keep you away from the elves and getting whatever the fuck they're doing with you, crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Whew, I mean, there was a time when we could just reach in and pluck somebody out, but I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest with you here. That time has kind of passed. Without a conduit directly into the plane of magic, we're not going to be able to just do what we want like we used to, you know? Look, I'm going to talk to my sister. He was her kind of champion, if you will. She's probably going to have a more direct hand in this than I would.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I can't talk to
Yeah,
her, so.
no, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. God, if you could get her at least to dip a toe into that magic plane, then that would really boost her ability. Maybe she could grab him out, but she could at least open a door, you know?
How do we help her dip a toe in the water?
I mean, there's places around the world where the difference, the barrier between planes is weaker than other places, right? So what you're gonna have to do is get maybe someplace that has a real thin connection there, and then you just boop, break it for a little bit.
Would
You're gonna need her. You're gonna need a connection to her, though. Like, I think your boy there was the only one that was really invested with her. You're gonna have to. Somebody's gonna have to make some sort of connection there to do a little power transfer, if that makes sense.
would it be easier maybe with a blood relative?
Maybe. That's certainly a better connection than not.
How would they make a connection with him? Her.
Look, Saris is gonna have to try and do this with. She's gonna have to make a reach. She's gonna have to do something there. But yeah,
Like
if you've
if-
got a blood relative, then that would certainly make it easier to do a little power transfer, if that makes sense.
Like, would the person just like pray to her kind of thing?
Yeah, that might do it.
Okay. And would I don't know, would Ravenswood happen to be a place in the world where it's thinner with magic? Because we happen to be heading there, and that would be really handy.
Probably not right there. Like his eyes kind of go like black and starry, like he's zooming out on the world as he's like, no, you're really peaks and valleys. Those are where they tend to be. So either someplace real high or someplace real deep. That's going to be where you want to be.
Okay. Any other information you can give us? Like, we got a few spots marked on the map where we think your friends are hidden. Do you know of any other places? Kind of share with them where the ones we know about.
When you say that, he's gonna touch you, and you're gonna have a weird out-of-body experience where you're basically pulled out and looking at the world with him. And so if you point out the places that he or that KZ pointed out to you, he'll say, "Okay, Nigel, roll me a quick d20."
Okay. 14.
He looks
we
at the
go.
places that you have pointed out, and he's like, "Okay, we were kind of feeling like that was a possibility. That mountain on Nerith is probably that prison is up at the top of that peak. That would make sense. But these ones here, I mean, we can't see them. We can just kind of feel. But once you get down into that deep, deep water, yeah, that makes a certain amount of sense. Although those areas are not... I would think that they would be deeper down than that. So from what we're feeling, we think that if you can get to a deeper place, that's probably a good place to look. So the darker areas of the water are deeper than the lighter areas. You find a nice deep place for them to be. That would be where I'd keep them anyway.
So down low or up really high.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. He doesn't really understand, but he's going to explain it to the smart people and figure that they'll understand.
I'll give you a quick word of warning. Any place that has that kind of thin barrier, it's going to attract some shit. And that shit is going to be weird.
Okay, that's very descriptive. Thank you.
I'm a trickery god. That's what I do.
Hey, one other thing before I go. So, I got this emblem on my shield to this guy Poseidon. Apparently that guy's bullshit. It's like sailor thing. Can you like just change my shield with your symbol?
Oh, mine?
Since you're my guy now? Yeah.
Look, I don't really do that. It seems like you probably want to hang out with my sister, Mistis, because she's probably who they thought Poseidon was.
Oh, yeah, you know sailors.
That lady that you guys let out of Daltrum that was all lightning and anger.
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
Oh, right. The other guys were. She's probably who you wanna connect with on that level. I don't really do symbols and shit because I hide. So if people see my symbol places, they're gonna be like, "Boop, there he is."
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're looking for somebody to represent that sort of thing, I think that she is gonna be your go-to on that. I will let you know that she is super pissed off right now. So
Yeah.
careful.
I kind
with
of heard that. Yeah, I kind of heard that.
Yeah, I'd be real careful with that. Don't get
Bitches be
zapped.
tripping.
You know what? That seems weird to say, but kinda.
All right. Well, cool. Well, thanks. I
Okay.
guess that's it.
Awesome. I will catch you later.
Later.
You come out of your trance, and Francois looks up at you and says, "Oh, you kind of zoned out for a minute there, but I think your armor is just about done."
Thanks, Squire. Crixus, I think we should all go up on deck and have a chat.
I will put you guys back on your ship map.
In the meantime of all this going on, can I find Opal?
Yeah.
Since she's down the hall. Walk up to her. Hey, Opal. Excuse me, you got a second?
I guess, yeah. What do you need?
So I'm looking for something. I don't know if you can help me or, where I can find it. I'm looking for... how do I explain this? Something that's... that black bean juice that people love? They drink it in the morning. It's got, energy boosting in it. And then some people don't like it as bitter, so they put that lightener in it. Anyway,
look, I do. I'm really more of a tea person, but yeah, I understand what you're going for.
I mean, either way, I think you could use it for the same thing. But you know how that stuff is, even though people consume it, it's highly flammable. So I'm looking for something like that where I can have a dispersal device, spread it on people, and if you have a good enough heat source or fire, it combusts and does damage to them. Is that something you could do?
I could certainly try.
I mean, at worst, I'll just coat them with, like, pixie dust, and they'll be like, what the fuck is going on? And they'll be embarrassed and drop their weapons and leave. I'm okay with that, too, so.
She's like, all right, you provide me with some specs, and I'll see what I can cook up.
Hey, Sojourner, do you have, I'll try to look for Sojourner, be like, you're a smart person. How do I make combustible things?
I mean, the ship is combustible.
Yeah,
you trying to make a Molotov?
I think he's trying to make a Molotov cocktail of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I figured he was going with it.
Well, coffee creamer is very flammable if you add a heat source to it. If you add oxygen to it, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys.
I like that you threw that out there like it was common knowledge, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
If you just
about?
sprinkle over it, it's
Mythbusters
not. But if
blew
you
it
put
out.
if you put extra oxygen into it, it becomes very flammable. But that's what I'm looking for, of something to spread out to make, like, coat people and eventually light multiple people on fire, doing extra damage is what I'm looking for.
Oh, you're trying to make napalm, is what you're trying to
Sure.
make.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that's the
Napalm.
final product. We don't work up to that.
Yeah. So something that's easy to carry, but it's also very flammable in the right easily to meet conditions is what I'm looking for.
First of
Which
all,
also is
yeah,
fire.
100% that is something we can figure out. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Okay.
That's
I don't
okay.
need it anytime soon. This will be like when I'm like 2 more levels powerful, we can do something like that. So you have some time.
She's like, all right, I can work on some stuff. Now that I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Sorry, look, I'm good for swinging this weapon. I'm not good with words, so like
Look,
I'm good for
coffee part just
protection.
really
Yeah.
confused me.
Oh, it
But
comes from a black bean.
once
What
I
else?
figured out you were once I figured out you were just trying to burn people alive, now I'm on board.
See, that's
Now
what
we're
happens
having
when I
fun.
try to be smart. All right, like I try to convert it to like your people, and my smartness doesn't convert well. So I was just I want to hurt people. That's what I want to do. To hurt
All right,
people
I
to
can-
hurt my people. There we go.
I can help you hurt people.
All
That's
right.
certainly something we can figure out. Okay. Something else is happening before we do more travel. Somebody's doing Sojourner. Are you doing something?
No.
I believe it was Nigel asking everyone to go on deck so we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just tell everybody what Evase has told me.
Reyna and Sojourner, give me Arcana checks.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everything.
There we go.
Okay. Sojourner. There it is. Okay, so you listen to what Nigel was able to get from Evasis, and that makes a certain amount of sense to you. Like there are places, especially that Aramentari would talk about, where like if you needed to like do super powerful magic, like you would want to do it in certain areas. Like it would be more, you'd have a greater chance of success doing that. Like you didn't really understand that that's the purpose of it, was that that the reason for it was that there was a thinner barrier between you and the plane of magic there. But it makes sense to you. A place that Aramentari was always talking about was either the top of this mountain or the bottom of this lake. Those are just two places where you know that to be true, but it can be any high peak or any low depth is going to be a thinner barrier. You would have an understanding that the high peaks are probably more likely to be like, this is where people build shrines around because they're like, oh, magic is more potent here. So going to the depths is more unknown, so you're probably going to have not civilization necessarily to contend with, but it is also underwater.
I will share that information with the party.
I'm gonna say that you would know. Looking on the world map, anywhere that is dark blue in the water is a place where you could dive down to those depths. There isn't a place that's known as the deepest part of the world. There is a place that is known as the highest part of the world, and that is that mountain peak on Nereth, the one to the north east. I'll put you guys on the world map real quick. Does that make sense to you?
So we could stop in some of this dark water on the way to Ravenswood.
Mm-hmm.
Or like up here in this section too.
Or this little area right here, right next to Ravenwood.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty well on our path.
As you currently sit, you do not have a blood relative of Kappa that is in any shape to make that journey.
That's true. We probably need to get.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we need to have her. Yeah, we need to have G like pray to Neris or whatever, and hope she survives the experience.
I would also like to add that if you do this in the middle of the ocean, someone had better have water breathing prepped, otherwise Kappa's gonna revive and suffocate underwater.
I will have. I have to have it prepped. No, it's a ritual. So I will make sure that I do have it prepped for when he comes back.
That's me as a player being like, please do not resurrect me underwater, and then let my character immediately drown and die again.
Hilarious.
He's back on ship.
We had him like, oh shit, he drowned.
Better do it again.
Yeah, do it again. We just do it over and over again.
Okay, so if my understanding is correct, you guys are going to continue towards Ravenwood to deal with Imrith, presumably get G up on her feet, and then pursue whatever's going on with retrieving Kappa from death.
I mean, I didn't know Kappa that well, but like I would think he'd want his family safe, so like, and we got him on ice. Like we can, if we do them first, get them healthy, and then he'll have good news when he comes back.
Yeah. There you go.
You're not Kappa anymore. You're G. G. That revelation that we talked about the other day. This is about when that would kick in. If you remember what we talked about.
We talked about a revelation the other day. Hang on, where's my?
If you scroll up in our chat,
Past the. Never mind, I'm not gonna make that.
hold on. I'll just repost it in our chat here. This is when that happens, as you're making the trip over to Ravenwood.
Chris takes that news and just like.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Okay.
In the time that we're traveling, can I just be like furiously spending as many hours as I need to copy everything out of Emmerith's book that I possibly could?
So are you gonna try and copy the big spells?
I am not sure about those yet, but I want to copy everything else.
As a scribe's wizard, you're gonna have way more than enough time to get that done before you get to Ravenswood. If you're gonna try and do the big spells, you gotta let me know so that we can figure some stuff out.
Okay, I will wait to the last minute to do those, so not yet. And then at some point, could I show Sojourner the book that I now know is from Mentari?
Aramentari?
Aramentari that I've been holding.
You certainly can. Alright. We are going to shorten your travel time here so that we get over to Ravenswood a little faster than we normally would. So, because we need to make some things happen before we quit for the day.
Gotcha. Crixus would also ask Ellie to strengthen his axe.
Ellie is making some checks. If you go visit Ellie in her shop, she's had to build a little Faraday cage in there. When she's working with this material, there is lightning blasting all over her place. You see a like one or two dead kobolds in there. She and your dad are like, look, we're gonna clean that up at some point, but we're dealing with some weird shit in here.
Crixus says no fucks about the dead kobolds.
There's eggs downstairs.
Yeah. They're replaceable.
But yeah, so she is working on some weird shit with that metal, trying to make some things happen. So, somebody roll me one more d20.
I'll say if Crixus can help with that, he will try, but he's more just focused on getting stronger.
Ooh, not that bad.
All right.
Hey!
Yeah, that's good.
Go
So,
us.
you guys make it over to Ravenswood without too much trouble. Is there anything you want to do before heading straight down to where Imrith is at?
Maybe we should item box the two things again. So
yeah.
he doesn't know where they are.
As soon as we were done with them, they went back.
Yeah,
So we
and I just want 2 copies of. I want basically duplicate copies of the book from Aramentari and her spell book. One with the high level spells in it, and one without.
And sometime, how many days would this have taken us? Like 4 days, something like that.
This would take you, I think, 5, unless you were moving at extra speed.
Somewhere in that time, I would have saw Reyna and asked her if I saw her frantically trying to copy spells. I would have asked her if there was a Stralen's Stride in her book anywhere, because my thought was maybe if she could learn it, then I could put it in my ring and then hopefully get this coffee creamer bomb to cast on people to burn them so I can go faster.
Did you say long strider? Is that what
Stralen's Stride. I'll put it in
Ooh.
the third
short
level.
Straddle and
Yeah.
stride? Oh, hang on now.
I can never say it. Makes you go faster, burns people.
I don't see that in her spell book, and I don't have it.
I think I actually might. I've just never used it because I've had other things to concentrate on, and it's a concentration spell. Let me check my spell book real quick.
Right. Like I said, my thought was since I still have the ring, I should be able to put that in there, and when
Yeah.
I need it, I can use it.
You know who
What level
totally
spell?
took that right before they died?
Mm.
Nah.
Way to
What
go,
level spell is it?
Kappa.
It's a third
I
level.
do know who tried.
Okay, I mean it's not in the spell book, and I don't currently have it. but-
You said you do have a Sojourner?
Yes, I did.
Would it be safe that I convince you to cast it into the ring so I have it there ready for if the time would happen that I might need it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Oh shit! I forgot. I was gonna give that back to Professor. Oh well, it'll be fine.
I'm surprised she didn't ask for it. I mean, she seemed
I
like she
100% I 100% did not forget about it. I was just really hoping no one asked about it.
I was gonna tell Hoven to put it away on the airplane, but then I was like, well, then that's gonna remind Tom about it, and he's gonna never see it. So
Hazy doesn't want it back. So here's a fun fact. I was just moving to Imrith's lair, and because her lair image has the same name as the kobold lair from Island K, it swapped those maps, or rather, it overtook her map.
Oh god.
So her lair is apparently gone, and I'm trying to find it.
jeez.
Yeah, so like I'll move you there right now because right now it looks like this,
Hmm.
which is not how it's supposed to look.
I don't remember it looking like this at all.
So I'm gonna put you guys on a different map for a second while I try and troubleshoot this.
Also, apparently your world map just doesn't work for me because when we're on the ship or the world map, I see nothing. We load into these maps, I see everything.
Yeah, sometimes
is
you gotta
super
refresh because that happens to me.
I've
from
refreshed
time
like 10 times, man.
to time.
It didn't fix it at all.
Alright.
Kappa's over here dying.
That's G dying now, thanks.
Oh, sorry, G. G, stop dying. I know you're sick and all, but shit.
Look, I know they all look the same, but they're not the same person.
They do sound
They're
an
both
awful lot
blue.
alike, though.
They do sound a lot alike.
They're siblings, and I am not a professional voice actor.
What?
All right.
Man.
Well,
I have like 5 voices that I can do. And I don't think you want her sounding like a dwarf.
All right, we're gonna have to, for the sake of moving along here, we're gonna do this. You guys, hey, get out of here. You guys make your way up through Ravenwood, which is a little bit less of a ghost town. Like there are people kind of moving back in, like rebuilding the town. But yeah, you guys make your way up towards the temple, and you find Imrith's projection at the entrance, rather than down in her lair, because her lair is under construction. That's what it is. Is there anything you guys want to do before you start interacting with her?
I would just like to note that before we got here, I would have ritually cast telepathic bond.
Okay. Upon seeing you approach, she kind of perks up as she's like, "Ah, the wayward travelers return. I assume that means you have something for me."
We do, but we would like to make an amendment to the bargain if you would be agreeable to it. It's a very, very small thing. We just need your help with something. More of a could be a favor, or we could, do a little trade, whatever floats
She
your
kinda-
boat.
I guess before we continue, do you have the cauldron and the brazier on you?
Yeah, they're in the item box.
They're in the item box.
Mm-hmm.
When something's in an item box, is it detectable, Sojourner?
It is in its own pocket dimension.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
not really.
Cool. So she kind of, as
were in-
she has. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying we were in here before, and I had something in my item box, like a book or something that she wanted.
Oh
It was
yeah. Yep. I remember her spell book.
Mhm.
Oh fuck, we forgot to address that. Reyna, you copy the big spells into your spell book.
I copy her copy, the original copy, and then a duplicate copy that has everything but those 2 spells in it. Those 2 higher above, or sorry,
Okay.
those 3 higher levels above 9th level spells. I did not copy into that duplicate book yet.
Okay, so they just exist in her book.
Correct.
Noted. Okay. So Nigel, where are you, Nigel? Oh, your
Nobody.
token isn't on this map.
Nope.
Nigel, you big silly, you need to be on the map.
There I am.
Nigel, you say that, and she narrows her eyes down, and she says, "Normally, when people make an agreement, they don't make amendments to the agreement. They follow through on what was agreed upon. How am I supposed to trust someone who wants to screw me over here at the end, now that we are down to brass tacks?"
We are not trying to screw you. We're asking you for help, and we'll give you. We just need your help. We just. Yeah.
It cost us more than we originally thought to get this item. We lost somebody and we're desperate to help a family member of theirs survive as a way to honor one of our fallen people. So we're asking for help.
Yeah. They died helping us get these for you.
It cost us more than we thought it would.
She steps up to your group, and you'll see her cast a spell. Casters would recognize that she's casting Detect Magic. as she kind of looks over the group of you and is just like, clever not to bring it. Ooh.
I thought she was just checking me out because, I did ride her before. Just saying.
She looks at you, Hoven, and she's like, kind of bites her lip a little bit. She's like, all right. And then Crixus does his thing, and she's like, oh, I'm awash with options here.
Can you help us or not?
Yes, we are requesting. We're not demanding.
Be specific. What do you want from me?
We would like you to use the 2 items we procured for you. We have ingredients for a potion that could save our friend that died's sister and mother. And we do not have the capabilities to utilize these items. We would just ask that you take these ingredients, and we have to give you the items to be able to do it. So we would trust you to help us, and you just brew us up a potion that'll save them, and you keep them, and we go on our way.
If you're going to want something extra out of our deal, I'm gonna need something extra myself.
Of course.
You
That's
have
only fair.
something you can offer me in exchange for this?
Trixus flexes again.
She's like, besides dead ass?
I'll say to Reyna through the telepathic bond, whichever book you want to offer her.
Yeah. What's a wizard without their spell book? What wouldn't you give for your spell book back? Certainly helping us brew one small potion to save a friend, family, and a friend is worth that, wouldn't you say? I'll say that to her.
Stepping up to Reyna, getting kind of uncomfortably close, she says, one of my many spell books, you mean?
One of many. I will not hold it out to her yet. I will wait.
Do you have it in your hands?
I don't have it in my hand, no.
She says, a wizard's spellbook is indeed a valuable item to said wizard. I have many, and they are of varying values to me. And she kind of runs her tongue along her teeth as she looks at you. She's like, why don't you tell me what you found, and I'll determine if it's worth this.
I've been dying to ask since we left how 12th level spells are possible, so I'll gladly give you back to that just so I get a chance to figure that out.
Sojourner's listening.
Oh. You want to learn? And just like a little bit of lightning crackles across her fingers. You want to learn how to do what I do? I'm sorry, little mortal, but I don't know if that's something you can handle.
There's a lot tougher influence.
That little mortal body might just be consumed by it. But she looks excited at the prospect. How's it possible? My kind come from a time before there was a barrier between the realm of magic and the realm of mortals. We could just reach in and take it. Once that closed up, we can't do that so much anymore. And my dear brothers and sisters, they lost a lot of that ability. They still have the power, but they don't have the focus. Not like I do.
How are you?
Knowledge is all I ever seek. So, whether I die trying or not, I would certainly continue to seek it. You can even ask, what was Professor Casey's real name that they said in the Sky Plane? What did he call her?
Casey's actual name was Kezidoran.
Kezidoran was my professor and teacher once. I'm
You
sure
drop
even
that
you can
name and
outrank her.
you drop that
I
name
know.
and she grabs you by the throat and pulls you in close to her.
Oh,
Mhm.
Axe comes out and gets ready.
Just
Everybody's
hang on.
She points she has Casey, or sorry, she has Reyna by the throat pulled up into her face. She points a finger at Crixus and says, "I wouldn't."
I agree. I wouldn't either.
A deep
Kezidoran was
inhale.
my professor. I'm sure you could rival her. I've seen your book. I've seen what she could do, and I know you can do more. I've seen it. If she was my professor, so could you be.
Oh. And a little smile crosses her lips as she's just like, "How is my dear sister these days?"
Last we left, barely alive, but we saved her.
Ah, I can't quite decide if I should hug you or kill you for that.
That's what family does, usually, in my experience. It's a little of both.
What's the highest level of spell that Reyna can cast? Are you up to 5?
I am up to 6th level.
Up to 6th level. Okay. She'll kind of smile and she'll be like, you know what? I think I like you. And she'll slowly put Reyna down and make a little bit too much contact as she takes her hand off your neck. And
Gulp.
she says, and my dear, dear sister would be probably quite hurt if I were to abscond with a student of hers. Sure.
can be heard in the back. Do it.
I think I can help you out. Although at the moment, I'm afraid I'm still restrained to this area. Perhaps we can come to an agreement. Now, I believe you have something of mine that you are exchanging.
Oh god, I forgot all about that. Yeah, so so we're good with helping brew a potion using the cauldron and the brazier for our friend's family in order to get your book.
Stay.
Give me the book, give me the cauldron, give me the brazier. I will attempt your potion.
Okay.
You hand over the stuff?
I only have the book. I'm assuming Sojourner has the cauldron, so I'll look at him and see if
whoever has the cauldron and the brazier will presumably give it to her.
Yeah.
And I'll hand her her book with the higher level spells in it. I will hand her the correct book.
Where does Reyna keep her own spellbook?
On her hip, tucked in like a little holster on her hip. Her spell book is on her hip, and then the Aramentari's book is on her back, where no one can see it.
Okay, she takes the cauldron, she takes the brazier, she holds them. She takes her own book and flips it open, kind of flipping through the pages, and smiles to herself and says, Mortals. Always mortals trying to get a little bit more. She's gonna retreat back, and she'll say, "If you like, you can stay. I'll survive whatever happens, but you, maybe."
Guys, I'm actually really curious to watch this.
I really want to as well.
She is going to light the brazier, which produces a multicolored flame as it heats up the copper cauldron, which is now back to its full size. It had been shrunk down, which is why it was so heavy, regardless of how small it was.
Yeah.
You could all comfortably fit inside it. So as the brazier heats the cauldron, it turns from a copper color into more of a greenish hue as it goes along. She grabs the ingredients that you guys gave to her and looks up and says, "Last chance," as she puts everything into the cauldron and begins to do a little magic.
How far away are we from the cauldron?
How far away do you want to be?
Well, that was. I want to be close, but not that close.
I'm gonna be honest, I want to be as close as she will allow me to be.
She'll let you be right up next to it.
I'm gonna watch it like a fucking hawk.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I will be too.
She starts producing the alchemical. It's a few extra chemical components as the brew begins to heat, and she stirs, and she says, "Kitten, get out of here." She says,
Where's our cat?
She's got a cat.
Her cat.
Yeah, her familiar pops up. It's a cat that starts to knock things off of her shelves.
The cat. Dude.
Oh my god, stop it.
No, don't.
Gross, kitten, get out of here. She starts. Now I've totally lost my train of thought. She begins stirring as she looks up at you, and she says, "It's all about temperature regulation, allowing things to percolate and simmer at the right amount." I'm kidding. It's as powerful as you can be. And she is going to start making some checks.
Yeah, I am furiously taking notes of every move she makes.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just making sure there's no funny business.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
100%. It's 100% funny business.
And maybe there should be a small group of people not so close, so then when we
I'm-
all blow up, they can save us.
Yeah, I'm as far away as I can see it.
Dodor is up on Crixus's shoulders, going, "Is there a friend in there?"
Dodor,
Oh
hang up by
God,
me.
put Dodor away.
Hang up by me, Dodor.
Okay. She rolls a natural 18 on her first check, which means we get to do. Okay. She is trying to appear nonchalant as she's doing this. Go ahead and give me some insight checks, the three of you.
She's trying to fuck us. And not in the good way.
She says, "Oh, I'll do that too."
Boom.
Damn it, Dice! Be part of the story.
The dice are part of the story. You are so focused on your notes that you don't notice that she is, like, as nonchalant as she's trying to be, Sojourner, you can tell that she is concentrating super hard and she is being extremely careful. The rest, like, Reyna's too caught up in her notes to really notice how she's acting, and Crixus is
Staring daggers in the back of her head.
Crixus is staring daggers at the back of her head.
I'm also still kind of thinking about how she picked me up earlier, and that's fine. All good.
Your hands are a little bit shaky.
Just a little.
Sojourner, you can tell that at some point she makes a mistake, and she is trying to kind of conceal that she is freaking out. Is there
I'm not
anything
gonna-
you want to? You're not going to do anything. Okay.
I don't want to break her concentration, and even though we've got the telepathic bond, I don't want to. I don't want to freak out Reyna. I don't want to trigger Crixus.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
We are gonna see if she can recover.
We're about to die though.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. She rolled real good on this one. Okay. So, Sojourner, watching her, you can see her set her mind into what she's doing, and she recovers from her mistake. Oh fuck! As she completes the brew. So she is going to reach a bottle in, and just like putting her whole hand in the boiling concoction, she comes out with a vial that she has pulled. You realize what she's doing is she is trying to pull just from the bottom of the cauldron as she produces a single vial, and she hands it to whoever is going to take it.
I will gently take it from her.
And then it explodes.
Don't we kind of need 2 of those?
We do.
That was not what we talked about.
We said to help his sister and his mom. That's 2
And your mom.
doses.
2.
Make me a persuasion check.
Your
I'll make a
advantage because
persuasion
we did
check
say
in
that.
death.
18.
Looking at you, Nigel, she'll say, if I didn't like you all so much, then I wouldn't. And she will grab a second vial.
Woo.
I want
We
you to
did
know
it,
that your
guys.
persuasion check succeeded by 1. Her check was a 17.
Oh.
She was about to just kick you off and be like, bye, bitch.
Even me? She likes me.
She likes you in exactly the way you do not want to be liked.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's
And
like,
she-
oh, this bitch knows my sister.
She says, I can hurt my sister through this lady. Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
She
Yes,
says-
a pawn for my petty revenge.
So she will kind of gesture a little fling of her wrist as she gestures you away, and she's like, now, I have many things that I need to get done, and I believe our business is concluded. Give me a little time to figure some things out, and I'm sure I'll see you again, student.
Yes, Professor.
That has a lovely ring to it. Now, fly.
Kappa's gonna kill your professor now.
Just slowly start backing away.
She slaps Crixus on the ass as he walks away.
He swings his axe at her. What?
All right.
Jay swings her axe at her.
She says, "Oh, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
You like
That's
it rough."
I
That's
love it,
Crix's foreplay.
All right. You guys do anything before going back to the ship? That went much smoother than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right? I was over here like, party, die, do die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big
Bringing
swing.
one
Big
character
swing.
kills us all.
I want to do a quick check. I'm going to move you guys back to the ship. I want to do a quick check just to see how much damage she would have done
Awesome.
if you had gotten her to use her breath weapon.
Yep.
Awesome. Back to not being able to see shit. Woo!
She would have done 158 lightning damage to everyone that failed their save.
Okay, so she would have
Jesus.
straight up
Killed every-
doubled my damage and killed me then.
Yeah, that's instant death.
Would anyone have survived that?
Yeah.
If I made
How much did you
I
say?
mean, I'd be Well, maybe.
If I made the
158.
save, if I
Like
made the
one-
save, I would.
If
Yeah,
I made
if
the
I failed.
if I made the save, I'm with my axe too.
But I imagine it's quite a high save.
Yeah, I would have made that. Would have
And
probably
with
burned
that-
up a spell, but
Oh, I'd have been dead. Double
Yeah,
dead.
no. On a success, I'm dead. On a failure, I'm dead.
Yeah, dropping Casey's name was a dangerous thing to do.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, but I really wanted. I really
DM,
wanted that to work.
I want to put it out there. G would have survived because she has the same ability as Kappa. 0, she comes back at 1.
well, she's still on because she's still on the boat, so it doesn't make a difference, you know.
Yeah, I know.
If I was raging, I now have that ability myself. So
Nice.
I wasn't sure how she would react to Casey's name, but I really wanted to try.
I
Now
winced
I know.
as soon as you
Yeah,
said it.
Hey, you got
you know what?
choked by a hot dragon.
Reyna learned a little bit about herself in that moment. So,
Yep.
all right.
Great. Now I got two dragon professors that I'm gonna learn a lot of shit from. I'm
Oh, nice.
really just riding high now.
Okay. You guys go back to the boat with your 2 doses of this potion. Who's got them, by the way?
I item box them to make sure that they didn't drop or something.
Okay. Are you administering them to the 2 sick people?
I am going to give them to Crixus to administer.
I was hoping that would happen. Yes, Crixus will go administer them.
All right, Crixus. Who do you give first?
G.
You give G a dose of this potion. G, I'd like you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yay.
And she's dead. Oops.
Just because this is a cure does not mean it's going to be a comfortable experience.
Does she get a? Is she around? Are we all around her? Is Nigel around? Does she get any kind of thing for Nigel being close?
It would make
That is-
sense that I would go with. For
That
I
is
mean,
that
we're all
reason.
standing there.
Yeah, that is all up to you guys.
Yeah,
we're
I'd say
all
probably
standing
we all go down, and yeah, so
Okay.
she would get the +5.
Okay,
Then
so
22.
22. G, you are going to contort as your body, it just like your muscles are a little bit outside your control. They compress, they contract, they expand, they release in all manner. You are basically seizing here as you manage to kind of fight that down as you regain some control of your body. Yeah, you find that you are feeling stronger than you have in your life, G. While the party was up at the temple is when you would have had that interaction with Saris,
Yep.
which you can deal with at your leisure.
In that case, I would, seeing that it worked, I would administer it to the mom.
All right. She's also going to get a +5 from Nigel, but her constitution is much less than G's.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll it, or do you want to roll it?
You asking me or Crixus?
I'm asking either one of you, really.
Kappa, it's your mom.
Yeah, but you're giving her the potion.
Oh, don't do that. I already killed Kappa. I can't live with killing Kappa's mom.
Oh, you get it. So either
I
way,
can roll it if nobody wants to. That's
it's
fine.
still your fault if she dies, technically.
She does
I
not
mean,
get a
yeah.
bonus to this roll other than what she gets from
So
Nigel.
So it's a straight 20 plus 5.
It's a straight
Oh,
up 20
Jesus.
d20 +5.
I'll
Yep.
get it.
She was not.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Not the worst. So 18.
With an 18, she also contorts. She also contracts. She seizes up. You're going to see a little bit of blood start to flow from her mouth and from her eyes as she has a much more of a seizure than G is. Than G is having. she is going to survive, I think.
Oh,
Probably,
God.
maybe.
Why say it like that?
I know,
Because
right?
it do some damage to her, but I don't. She's. It doesn't. It didn't do any damage to G because G got above 20. It's going to do a little bit of damage to somebody who rolls between a 15 and a 20, and considerably more damage to somebody who is rolling less than that. But she doesn't have a ton of HP, but she says enough that I'm pretty sure she's going to survive.
She looks strong, right?
Did she? Hey, Crixus, I want you to know that canonically, she's like that witch you find in a bog. Like, that's her and how her and the dad met is like a Captain Jack Sparrow Calypso type meeting.
Nice.
So no, she doesn't look strong. She's mainly a spellcaster.
as someone with more or less commoner stats, Zara has 10 HP. She
Yeah.
takes 9 damage from this.
Jesus.
Yes.
But she does survive.
I'll lay on hands her to get her back up to full as soon as she.
All right, you immediately heal her as she is being basically she's being convulsed into damaging herself. But yeah, her eyes snap open. She sits up in bed. G, you haven't seen her sit up under her own power since before you left Respite. As she starts kind of like looking around wildly. Where's my boy?
Oh, come on, man.
You gotta make me do this again.
And that's where we're gonna call it for today.
Ah, you're such a dick.
Love you. The last thing I'm going to point out for the group is Reyna. You go looking through your bag for Gideon's journal, and you notice that your spell book is not quite the way you left it. It's still attached to you, but it looks like somebody's messed with it in some way. Like the clip is not quite how it was before.
Mhm.
You looking inside?
Yes.
Um,
Of
Warding
course.
glyph.
I'm gonna check for traps first.
you
No!
open up your spell book, and at the end of your list of spells that you have in there is the level 10 spell Tear.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Maybe
Or no, I'm
cast it
sorry.
all
I'm
on-
sorry. Tear is the 12th
Draconic Fury.
level. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Draconic Fury.
Draconic Fury.
Sorry.
Okay.
Cast it on that ass.
There is a little like kind of angry eyebrows smiley face next to it.
Awesome. Amazing.
And
Love it.
that's where we're calling it for today.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Very awesome.
So when we meet up next week, G is going to be at full strength.
Woo!
That's
ready
my
to-
girl.
Woohoo.
Ready to accompany the party on whatever adventure it takes you to potentially retrieve Kappa from the realm of the dead.
What I'm hearing is G's gonna be strong enough to beat the shit out of Crixus now.
G and Crixus are definitely going to arm wrestle in a sexy way later.
Yeah, this is going to be an awkward romance.
Is it? Is it?
Is
For
it
us,
now?
for us that have to listen, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to if you guys get Kappa back, then I get to go back to playing G, and things will go that way.
It'll be like you had to do all that, write all those letters.
So I get to have sexy talk with Tom instead of Kappa.
That's way less awkward. Way less awkward.
Way less awkward.
Oh boy. All right, I will see you all next week.
All right.
Cool.
I will not
Oh.
be here next week for sure.
Aw.
Wow.
Is it because he cried? Is that what's going on? Are you sad now?
No,
Can't
No,
have it 2
can't
weeks in a
play.
row.
We gotta
Chinese New
stop
Year
making
with some
people
friends.
cry.
Ah,
Tell your friends to roll up characters. Let's do this.
yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't even have to persuade them, honestly.
They can be the random gladiators.
No, they can be the kobolds.
Oh, fuck yeah!
If they're gonna be the kobolds, then they have to come take voice lessons for a few days. It's gonna be real complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody playing Rivals this afternoon?
Super Bowl. I'm gonna go to buddy's
Wish I
house,
was.
have some food and shit.
I was
What a
going to
bitch.
play. I was gonna see if anyone wanted to play earlier, but my wife quit her job, so she's and I are hanging out today.
Oh, okay.